Okay, so this video is going to deal with getting a very complicated or rather complicated equation like this into a simpler y equals mx plus b form. So the first thing you do is draw a line down the middle of the equation to separate left from right. And then you look at your left-hand side to see if there's anything that you can combine. You can combine -6 with +2, and that would make -4. So we put that here. So then on the left-hand side, you're left with 2y minus 4x minus 4 equals, and then we look at our right-hand side to see if there's anything we can combine. We can combine +5y and -y, and that makes 4y. Then we have 4y plus 4 plus 2x. So we've made it simpler, but we're still not at y equals mx plus b. So we want to get all the y's on one side of the equal sign, in this case on the left-hand side. So we need to move our +4y over to this side. And the way that we manipulate things is we do the opposite. So this is a +4y. The opposite of a +4y is a -4y. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other side of the equal sign. So I subtract 4y from both sides. And then I get +2y minus 4y is -2y minus 4x minus 4 equals +4y and -4y cancel, or they make 0. And then on the right hand side I'm left with +4 and +2x. Okay, so I'm closer to my goal of y equals mx plus b, but I'm still not there. So next I want to get all of my x's on the right hand side. So again, I'm going to do the opposite. So this is -4x. The opposite of -4x is +4x. If I add 4x to one side, I have to add 4x to the other side. -4x plus 4x is 0. So those two just cancel. So then on the left-hand side, I'm left with -2y plus 4 equals, and +2x plus 4x is +6x, and then I'm left with, need to bring down my +4. Okay, and so now I want to get my all my numbers on the same side. So I'm going to move my +4 to the other side. So I'm going to do the opposite of adding 4, which is subtracting 4. If I subtract 4 from one side, I have to subtract 4 from the other side. So I'll make that a little bit darker so it's clearer. -4 minus 4. So then I have -2y combined with +4 minus 4 is 0, so those just cancel, equals, and the same thing over here, it's actually also going to cancel. +4 and -4 is 0, so those cancel. So then I'm just left with +6x on the right hand side. So now I'm much closer to my goal of y equals mx plus b. but I'm still not there. I want to get y all by itself. This is y times -2. So to get rid of the -2, I do the opposite. The opposite of multiplying by -2 is dividing by -2. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. A -2 divided by a -2 is a positive y. A -6 divided by a -2 is -3, and I also have my x. So now I have y equals -3x, and if I wanted to write +0, I could. And then now I have my y equals mx plus b, so I can graph this. And so there are a couple ways that I could graph it. One way that I could graph it would be to set up a x and y table and plug in values for x and y. So if I plug in a value of 0 for x, I get -3 times 0, which is 0. If I plug in a 1 for x, I get -3 times +1, which is -3, so I would get a -3 for x. And if I plug in a 2 for x, I would get -3 times 2, which is -6. So I can plot those points 0, 0, 1, -3, 2, -6, and then combine them with a straight line. And I also could have done it with my y-intercept and my rise over run. Y equals -3x plus 0. My y-intercept is +0, so I start here. And then my slope is -3. So for every 1, 2, 3, I go up. I run 1 in the negative direction. For every 1, 2, 3, I rise. I run 1, and those are basically on the same line. Okay.